The Boy Who Dared to Be King, the Babar Azam story. In the labyrinthine streets of Lahore, where the air is thick with the aroma of spices and the dust of history, cricket is not merely a sport, it is a religion, a lifeline, and a language spoken by every beating heart. It was here, amidst the chaotic symphony of street tape-ball cricket, that a quiet revolution began. This is not just the story of a cricketer, it is a chronicle of obsession, a testament to the power of a single, unwavering dream. This is the story of Babar Azam. The Boy on the Boundary. To understand the magnitude of Babar Azam's success, one must rewind to 2007. The Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore was roaring. Pakistan was playing South Africa. On the boundary line, under the scorching sun, stood a small, unassuming boy acting as a ball picker. He watched his heroes, Inzamam-ul-Haq, Yunus Khan, with eyes wide with wonder. While other children chased the ball for fun, this boy chased it with a sense of duty. He watched their footwork, their stance, the way the ball left the bat. That boy was Babar. He wasn't born with a silver spoon, nor was his path paved in gold. He was born into a cricketing family, yes, the cousins of the Akmal brothers, but in the unforgiving world of Pakistani cricket, a name gets you an introduction, only grit keeps you in the room. At that moment on the boundary, Babar made a silent pact with destiny. He told himself, "One day I will not be the one throwing the ball back, I will be the one hitting it into the stands." The concrete jungle of determination. To understand the length between the boundary rope and the center pitch is a distance of only 70 yards, but for Babar, it was a marathon of blood, sweat, and sacrifice. His childhood was defined by a discipline that seemed unnatural for a boy his age. While his peers slept, Babar was awake. His father, Azam Siddiq, became the architect of his son's destiny. The family did not have immense wealth. There were days when Babar had to walk miles to the cricket academy because there was no money for bus fare. He would strap his kit bag to his shoulders, the weight of his equipment heavy, but the weight of his ambition heavier. He played on concrete pitches, the kind that destroy confidence and break bones. But it was on these unforgiving surfaces that he honed his technique. He learned that to survive on concrete, you cannot just slog, you must have a defense of steel and the eyes of a hawk. He learned to play late, right under his eyes, a trait that would later make him the scourge of bowlers worldwide. There was a legendary story of his teenage years where he batted in the nets for 4 hours straight. When the bowlers were exhausted, he asked for the bowling machine. When the machine heated up, he asked for throwdowns. He was insatiable. He wasn't practicing to play, he was practicing to dominate. The burden for expectation. Rising through the ranks of under-19 and under-19 cricket, whispers began to circulate in Lahore. There was a boy, they said, who bats like a dream. But with attention comes pressure. In Pakistan, the media can build you up in a day and tear you down in an hour. Babar captained the Pakistan under-19 team, showing flashes of brilliance, but the transition to the national team is where most prodigies fail. When he finally donned the green jersey in 2015 against Zimbabwe, the world didn't see a power hitter, they didn't see a flamboyant showman. They saw a technician. Early in his career, critics argued he was too slow for T20s. They said he couldn't accelerate. They said he was an ODI specialist in a world moving toward power hitting. Babar didn't respond with words. He didn't lash out. He went back to the nets. He understood something that many forget. Class is permanent. He didn't change his game to suit the world. He forced the world to admire his game. He polished his cover drive until it became the most beautiful sight in world cricket, a stroke of such geometric perfection that it seemed to pause time. The conquest of the world. The turning point was not a single match, but a relentless accumulation of excellence. By 2019, Babar Azam was no longer a prospect, he was the pillar. Then came the moment that defined a generation. the 2021 T20 World Cup against India. For decades, Pakistan had failed to beat their arch-rivals in a World Cup match. The psychological weight was crushing. Walking out to bat, the captain, Babar Azam, looked serenity personified. Alongside Mohammad Rizwan, Babar dismantled the Indian bowling attack, not with brute force, but with surgical precision. He didn't look like a man under pressure. He looked like a king strolling through his garden. That 10-wicket victory broke a curse, but more importantly, it signaled the arrival of a new Pakistan, led by a man who believed in process over panic. He climbed the rankings, dethroning legends like Virat Kohli to become the #1 ODI batter in the world. He became the only batter to sit in the top tier across all 3 formats. The boy who walked to the academy was now flying in private jets, but his head remained bowed in humility. The art of resilience. However, the path of a hero is never a straight line. In recent years, Babar has faced the other side of the coin: captaincy criticism, team slumps, and the inevitable dip in form. The crowds that cheered him began to question him. This is the crucible of true greatness. What makes Babar Azam inspirational today is not just his centuries, it is his stoicism. When the world is loud, Babar is quiet. When the critics scream, his bat eventually talks. He stands at the crease, chewing his gum, tapping his bat, scanning the field, unflappable. He teaches us that success is not about never falling, it is about how you carry yourself when the runs aren't coming. He reminds us that even when you are the king, you must work harder than the pauper. The art of the cover drive. Today, Babar Azam stands as a modern great, but his story is more than runs and records. It is a message to every child in a small town with a big dream. It tells them that you don't need the biggest muscles to conquer the world, you need the strongest mind. It tells them that resources don't define you, resourcefulness does. It tells them that if you respect the game will respect you. From a ball picker gazing at his heroes to the man the world now gazes at, Babar Azam's journey is a beacon of hope. He has proven that consistency is the ultimate superpower. He has shown that if you are willing to walk miles in the heat, sacrifice your comfort, and block out the noise, you can paint your own destiny on the canvas of the world. The cover drive may be his signature, but his legacy is his belief. Babar Azam didn't just become a cricketer, he became a symbol that in the face of impossible odds, talent married to hard work is invincible. The story is still being written, but the lesson is already etched in stone. Dare to dream, and then have the courage to grind until the dream becomes your reality.